this is the end of an era, really. What an extraordinary team he's been a part of. Ricky Ponting, statistically his record speaks for itself. As a captain, his record's the best of any Australian captain. As a batsman, it's the best of any Australian batsman. As a fielder, he was the best fieldsman that I ever played with. So, he is an extraordinary cricketer. But he's also an unbelievable person as well, and for me that's probably as appropriate. He's so focused, his leadership and his discipline has been peerless, his energy and passion for the game. I've never met anyone who loves the game more than Ricky Ponting, and that's why it's so hard for him to leave. He's a great person, great cricketer, and like Shane Warne, he's almost irreplaceable.
Yeah, Ricky Ponting, one of the greatest team men to play the game, I believe. It's been a great honour and privilege to be able to have the opportunity to play with him, play a lot of Test cricket with him under his captaincy and also not under his captaincy. He's been a very funny guy around the team, enjoys himself, loves the game so much, and like I said, has probably been the best team man I've been able to play with. We'll definitely miss him. It'll feel a bit strange, I'm sure, for a long time. But we wish him all the best, and he's probably going to go on and become a golfer, I think, and do very well at that as well. So yeah, good luck, Ricky.
Always very sad when a great, and we're talking about one of the absolute greats of the game. When you look at Australian records, he's top of the tree in most categories. If you look at World Test cricket, he's top of the tree, and then his one-day sort of stats come into play. And he's just a legend, and he was one of those very solid, even characters in the dressing room. I remember his first Test match here against Sri Lanka when he nearly got 196. He was fired out. He wasn't at LBW. The parents were in the crowd. And it was a bit of a letdown, but he'd announced himself in the greatest possible way, and then he got his maiden Test century, I think it was in '97, so he didn't have to wait too much longer to really tell everyone that there was something special that we could enjoy right through a career. Now, 17 years later, he's been going powerfully. He's had a bit of a dip towards the end, but the legend is everything that he's done in the game, from batting, catching, captaincy. His fielding at times was just inspirational. Off the paddock, he was just one of those guys in the dressing room that was just the solid campaigner. He's always very supportive of his teammates, and he'd chirp away and he'd have that joke, and he loved his greyhounds and his punting, and he loves his golf. So great tourist. There's not much more to say about Ricky. He was the whole player, and we saw him coming as a youngster, and 17 years later we're celebrating a phenomenal career.
I think when you think of Ricky Ponting, you think this fiery little Tasmanian guy, but he's actually quite a placid guy away from the field. He's very funny. He's a great guy to play with, and his cricket knowledge is beyond this world. So it'll be sad for the Australians not to have him in the dressing room anymore. But I know what he's done, and for me personally, he's been a great captain and a great leader. So he will be sorely missed around the playing fields.
Since I remember growing up and watching Australian cricket on TV, it's always been Ricky Ponting in the side. So it's going to be a really weird feeling without him around the squad. And it's been great for young blokes coming in, especially for me. As soon as I came into the squad that first day, he was having a laugh, having a bit of a wrestle, and made me feel welcome from day one. So he's a true legend on the field and an outstanding bloke off the field. And Australian cricket's going to lose a great player and a very good bloke.
Well, when a great player retires, and Ricky Ponting is a great player, there's always mixed emotions. Firstly, we're all sad to see a player like Ricky leave the game, but there's also, I think, a time to celebrate a fantastic career. I was lucky enough to play with Ricky, to captain Ricky. He was an absolute pleasure to have in the team, because you always knew with Ricky you were going to get 100%, whether it was with the bat, with the ball occasionally, and always in the field. So he's one of those guys who picked himself and has done that for 17 years. So yeah, it's a sad day, but also a day that we can reflect, celebrate, and say well done to Ricky Ponting, who has been one of the great players of Australian cricket.